Oil, texture, visible pores. They can all make you feel very insecure about how your makeup looks. I've gotten some pretty mean comments lately about the appearance of my skin in my videos, so I went on a mission to find the best routine to make my skin appear smoother on camera and in person. The prevalence of filters and AI have made it so people are just not used to seeing real human skin anymore. Even as a makeup artist myself for more than 20 years, with some of the best products on the market at my disposal, I found myself still struggling. So in this video, I've done all the research for you. I watched videos and tutorials from some of the top makeup artists from around the world, gathered their best tips and tricks, and today I'm going to share them with you. Using these tips, I was able to take my skin with makeup on from looking like this to looking like this. Is it perfect? No, but very few people in this world have perfect skin. We just need to accept that and not be so critical of ourselves or one another. For this video, I did try many different combinations of products, different skin prep, serums, moisturizers, primers, foundations, powders, and the routine I'm using in this video is a combination of all the products that worked best. That's not to say that there aren't alternatives you can use, and I will have some recommendations listed down in the description box. I think we all know by now that skincare and skin prep is going to make the biggest difference in how our makeup looks. One might think that having oily skin and large pores, the best thing to do would be to use oil controlling products. However, using too many oil controlling products can have a counter effect where your skin starts to feel stripped. So in turn, it produces more oil. What I've discovered is that when my skin is super hydrated without using products that are too heavy, my makeup looks 10 times better. You also don't want to scrimp on the amount of product that you use. I have fully saturated my skin with this milky toner. Then I apply a generous amount of moisturizer. Followed by a lightweight sunscreen. Once your skin prep is complete, you want to wait a couple of minutes before moving on. This Hourglass primer is pricey, but it is honestly the best. It is the Airbrush Vanish Primer, and after trying at least a dozen different primers, this is the only one that truly makes my pores vanish and they don't come back once foundation is applied. I concentrate the application in the areas where my pores are the largest, which is my forehead, nose, tops of my cheekbones, and my chin. Using a matte foundation is critical. Any shine on the face is going to accentuate texture. If your skin is oily, using a dewy foundation is just going to make you look greasy after a few hours, not youthful and dewy like someone with dry skin who's using one would. In my opinion, the best foundation brush on the market is the IT Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe Brush number 7. And what I've learned from my research is that using a dense, small domed brush like this one with a matte foundation buffed into the face in circles is going to maximize smoothness. What's great about this brush is that you can flip it over and use the small side to buff into the sides of your nose. This has always been my problem area. I have very thick skin on my nose and very large pores. And if I don't take the time to really work the product into that area, it ends up looking terrible. After you apply your foundation, this next step is critical. You want to grab a sponge. This one is from Stands Out. It's been a favorite of mine for years. I am using it dry, although you do want to wet it before your first use. So if you purchase the sponge before you use it the first time, you do want to wet it, let it dry overnight, and then use it dry the next day. I'm pressing this all over my face, picking up any excess product. You will be amazed at what a difference this step makes. After applying my concealer, I move on to powder. I do not care if you have mature skin and you are afraid of powder. You need powder in order for your skin to look smooth. The powders of today are far better than any powder that was on the market even 5-7 years ago. As I mentioned earlier, I tested out many different combinations of products, and I was honestly a little bit surprised by how much I loved this Makeup by Mario loose powder. It is light as air, and I'm using it with this very inexpensive brush I found on Amazon. I pick up the powder, tap off any excess, and then strategically tap the powder onto the areas where my pores and texture are the most visible. This is the step that is going to make your face look filtered. One of the recommendations I heard while doing my research for this video, I believe it was Painted by Spencer who said it. He said one of the ways to minimize texture is to not use a cream contour. And I had been using a cream contour for a long time. He said that if you have textured skin, you should just stick to powders because again, any shine on the face is going to bring forward that texture due to the highlights and shadows that they bring out. Powders soften those highlights and shadows. So instead of using my usual stick cream contour, I just used a blurring bronzer. This one is from Polite Society. And then to contour my nose, I reached for one of the best powder contours I've ever tried, which is the Artist Sculpt Contour from Makeup Forever. I'm using the shade Marvelous Peanut. I've also noticed, and you've probably noticed this as well, anytime I use a glowing blush, a glowy blush, I just feel so pretty and ethereal, but a lot of them do truly emphasize the texture I have right in this area. And I know a lot of you know how I feel. You hate that it emphasizes your texture, but you just love the look. So I leave it up to you. If you love the look and you don't care that a highlighter or a blush is emphasizing texture on your face, then by all means, wear it. We should not be constricted by others' opinions. Even though some people may think that this looks way better than when I use my glowy blushes or bronzers, that doesn't mean that I'm never going to be using those products again. Makeup is supposed to be fun. It is supposed to not only make you look better and feel more confident, makeup is also a fun, creative outlet for a lot of us. If you're new to my channel, one thing I always preach is to wear what you love. Okay, we're not completely done yet. I do want to finish off with cheeks and yes, highlight. If you want a blush that is going to really smooth that texture versus accentuate it, Tower 28 honestly makes, I think, the best smoothing blush on the market. The shade I've chosen to use today is Samo Spritzer, and it's honestly just the perfect everyday rosy pink. It's completely matte and lasts all day long on my oily skin. Now, if you just need to have some glow on your face, you don't want to be completely matte, even knowing that in a few hours, some glow, some shine is going to start coming through if you have truly very oily skin like I do, you need to be very careful when selecting your highlighter formula. One particular highlighter that was mentioned a few times when I was doing my research was this one from Stila. This is their Heaven's Hue highlighter in the shade Kitten. And as you can see here, I'm applying a light dusting to the very tops of my cheekbones, but it does not appear to be bringing forward that texture. And you definitely want to be careful that you don't apply too much. A little bit is going to give you exactly what you need. perhaps you're going on a date night or to a special event and you're going to be in low light or candlelight. That highlight is going to pick up so beautifully yet subtly. And then I always finish off my makeup with a setting spray. In my opinion, the best one on the market right now is from Danessa Myricks. It is the Yummy Skin Liquid Blurring Balm. This locks my makeup in all day long and keeps the shine at bay. And here we have the final flawless filtered look. I can honestly say that I am thrilled, absolutely thrilled with how my makeup looks using this routine. I tried to use as many affordable products as possible. I mixed in some drugstore products with just one or two higher end products. The Hourglass primer is well worth the splurge, especially if you do a little girl math and balance it out with the Rimmel. Yes, the Makeup by Mario powder is a little pricey, but I'm pairing it with a very inexpensive brush. You've also got this serum that I use that is from Wet n Wild. Of course, I will have every product listed and linked down below in the description box of this video, as well as tagged through YouTube Shopping. I truly hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate that. If you are not already subscribed to my channel, I hope that you will consider hitting that subscribe button and joining the Risa Does Makeup family. I do upload new videos at least twice per week. You can also find me over on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. My username is the same on every social media platform. It's Risa Does Makeup. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope to see you in my next video.